But this dude is like, he sits up there and he talks and he talks and he rants. He just kind of loses his mind. Somebody got to check him. At this point, he might need a handler. I was there when they had to throw the towel in for Josh Thompson. He said, "You cried." Nate, maybe you should have cried more than maybe we would think you care about winning and losing. Maybe if you cried, Nathan, you wouldn't be so okay with losing. Huh? Because I cried because losing to me was like death. That's why I cried. You don't cry. You go to the after party. You go hang out with your friends. You get beat on a Saturday. On Monday, you're talking again like you're the best in the world.
Daniel Cormier just said something about Nate Diaz that instantly got people talking, and not in a good way, because this wasn't analysis. This wasn't one of those balanced takes where you respect both sides. This was direct, blunt, and honestly, a little ruthless. And the moment he said it, you could feel the reaction building, because what DC did here was simple. He stripped everything away. No hype, no fan narrative, no legacy talk, just facts. And when you look at it like that, you start to understand why his words hit so hard. He looked straight at Nate Diaz and basically said, "We are not the same. You're getting mad because people are calling you average. But the reality is, you are average. You've always been." That's not a light statement, especially when you're talking about someone like Nate Diaz, because Nate isn't just another fighter. He's one of those names that lives outside the rankings. A guy who can lose fights, disappear for a while, come back, and still headline a massive event like nothing changed. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because of moments. Beating Conor McGregor, going to war with top guys, the attitude, the personality, the way he carries himself like he's never lost a second of confidence. That's what built Nate Diaz. But Daniel Cormier wasn't talking about moments. He was talking about results. 21 wins, 13 losses, and in DC's eyes, that tells the real story. Because when you compare that to what elite fighters usually look like, long win streaks, dominant runs, title defenses, Nate's career starts to look very different. Not bad, but not elite either. And that's where this gets uncomfortable, because fans don't judge Nate Diaz the same way they judge everyone else. They don't look at him like a traditional contender. They look at him like an experience, like a fight that means something bigger than just wins and losses. But DC isn't a fan. He's a former champion, someone who's been at the very top of the sport, someone who understands what it takes to consistently beat the best in the world. So when he speaks, he's not thinking about popularity, he's thinking about performance. And if you really break it down, that's the core of this whole situation. Two completely different ways of looking at the same career. On one side, you've got Nate Diaz, a fighter who built his name on toughness, durability, and moments that people will never forget. On the other side, you've got Daniel Cormier, looking at it through the lens of championships, consistency, and actual results inside the cage. And those two perspectives don't always match. That's why this feels bigger than just a comment. Because what DC said forces people to ask a question they usually avoid. What actually makes a fighter great? Is it the record? Is it the impact? Or is it something in between? And with Nate Diaz, that answer has never been clear. But now, after what Daniel Cormier just said, it's being questioned louder than ever. And knowing Nate Diaz, this probably isn't the end of it.